Formula One cars are the kings of performance on race circuits. These vehicles are designed to survive even the most dangerous of stunts, making it possible for drivers to push to the absolute limit. Over the years, some teams have pushed the needle beyond what we thought to be possible. Because of this, F1 cars have earned a new and coveted status in the world of stuntmen. If there's one team that's managed to do it the best, we'll have to go with Red Bull Racing. Other teams have also shown some flair for the unexpected, but none are beating the energy drink company when it comes to stunts with an F1 car. Here are some of the top advertisements that we've witnessed. Number 1. Toyota vs. Batman. During the promotional run for Christopher Nolan's Batman film The Dark Knight, Toyota's Formula One team had the brilliant idea to bring the Caped Crusader into the fray, with the Batmobile racing against a Toyota F1 car, specifically the TF108. The F1 car was able to complete a full lap with the Batmobile on the track. There was even a fake pit stop sequence where Toyota engineers came in to service the Batmobile. The TF108 was fitted with a special livery for the occasion, spotting Batman's logo on the car's side pods and rear wings. This look was something truly special, and the drivers gave it a good run. The Batman theme also moved over to the overalls worn by Timo Glock and Jarno Trulli during the race at Silverstone. The final race results weren't amazing despite the heroic livery. Glock and Trulli finished the race in 12th and 7th place respectively. While real-world results weren't the best, it's safe to say that this ad was a success because of the amazing attention it got. It's not every day you get to see a Batmobile on the road, especially not racing an F1 car. Toyota really outdid themselves with this one. There's still something special about pulling it off even today. Number 2. Max takes on the ice. Max Verstappen may be synonymous with the word world champion today, but his adrenaline-rushing race car has always been able to translate from vehicles to terrain. This Red Bull stunt is a prime example of his skill, as it displays the two-time champion driving his Red Bull F1 car in ski slopes. This took place way back in 2016, and the car sported some custom enhancements to make it possible. The tires were fitted with spikes to avoid a slippery drive for Verstappen, which studded tires and chains to keep them in place. It took them 2 tries to successfully complete the attempt. On the second try, though, Max was able to show off his mastery on ice by making a full run across the ski slopes flawlessly. There's a fair chance that Red Bull might have been sued for this stunt because they didn't get any official permissions, but that won't matter after having this advertisement added to the brand's expanding resume. Number 3. Tom Cruise drives a Red Bull Formula One car. Arguably Hollywood's biggest movie star, Tom Cruise manages to up the ante for his stunts every few years. In 2011, the Daredevil was tied to Formula One's return to the United States in 2012. In typical American fashion, F1 had to show off some publicity stunts, and the Hollywood star was invited to drive an F1 car. During an event hosted by Red Bull, Cruise got to drive the car with David Coulthard at the Willow Springs race circuit in California. Rather than a simple quick shoot, Cruise actually gave it a real go, completing 24 laps in a 7-hour testing session. He only spun off the track once. Cruise's performance was impressive in the eyes of veteran Red Bull F1 driver David Coulthard. He praised Tom's memory and called him the real deal. It's safe to say that Coulthard was thoroughly impressed with how Tom was willing to push the car to its absolute limit. Number 4. Red Bull's Dutch Grand Prix road trip. During the 2020 season, where the Red Bull roster consisted of Max Verstappen and Alex Albon, both drivers were sent to the Netherlands with their F1 cars in tow. Unlike a typical race weekend, they didn't go to the location of the race directly. Instead, they drove their way through the Dutch countryside in a beautifully filmed sequence. Watching these racing behemoths drive past windmills, gardens, and fields of grass is a thing of beauty. The drivers even made some time to shred some donuts in the peaceful suburbs of Deutschland. Their travels were even accompanied with yet another Red Bull vehicle expert in the form of Jeffrey Herlings and a stunt-ready motorcycle. At the beach, both cars were jumped over by Herlings, who proceeded to do a few wheelies and display the true daredevil spirit that is associated with the Red Bull organization. There was a bit of production work done for the beach stunt, with one of the F1 cars subbed in by a prop. This was due to the fact that the original version was unable to handle driving in the sand. This makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider that driving in the sand intentionally is like running into a gravel trap in an official race. Number 5. Lotus World Record Truck Jump. The Lotus F1 team was one of the hungrier outfits for F1 back in the day. This team was willing to do anything to get their name etched into the minds of fans. To make their plan a success, they had some fun advertisements over the years, and this one takes the cake. 2014's Lotus car was often mocked for its weaker performance compared to the rest of the field. It performed like a truck, so the team had a brilliant idea to use an actual truck to help with filming an amazing publicity stunt for their brand. Talk about turning a bad situation around. The team's driver, Pastor Maldonado and Romain Grosjean, took the back seat while Lotus brought in experienced Hollywood stunt drivers Mike Ryan and Martin Ivano, who came in to pilot the cars for the advertisement. The stunt was performed with the V8 F1 car and a truck from EMC, one of the team's main sponsors. The truck jump resulted in a Guinness World Record as the lorry was able to cover 83 feet and 7 inches of space. Number 6. Jordan F1's roller coaster ride. Fernando Alonso has seen it all in this sport. Just when you think you know enough about this driver, some new event from his past comes up and surprises you once again. Back in 2010, Alonso and Felipe Massa took on a roller coaster ride in the 2010 Ferrari World F1 amusement park. Even then, the Ferrari World roller coaster ride pales in comparison to what Jordan F1 accomplished all the way back in 2003. The team had this bright idea to replace their 2001 car with the regular carriage of a roller coaster. Not just any roller coaster, but the big one, Europe's fastest and tallest roller coaster. One of the team's drivers, Ralph Furman, took on the first run of the F1 roller coaster, which could have gotten dangerous considering how much it caused his head to bobble around. The ride was still an ambitious one and serves as one of Formula One's biggest stunts ever. The Irishman managed to finish the risky ride successfully and continue the season. Unfortunately, though, that stunt was the highlight of his year, as he only ever managed to score a single point during his 2003 campaign. Number 7. Red Bull Zero Gravity Pit Stop. Executing a successful pit stop in Formula One sounds like an ideal way to improve the chances of winning a race. In fact, Red Bull Racing has one of the best pit crews on the grid. The team took things to the next level by bringing their 2019 RB1 up 33,000 feet in the air. This is pretty insane to think about, especially when you consider the weight of an F1 car. To achieve zero gravity, the large plane had to dive at a speed of gravity for 22 seconds straight. The crew had to train initially with styrofoam versions in zero gravity before using the real car. The filming crew also had to be at the top of their game to capture every aspect of this brave attempt to do the impossible. Each shot taken could not be more than 15 seconds because the equipment also had to be secured. The end result is something unbelievable and fantastic. Red Bull's stunt team deserves to take the gold medal for this compilation. The feat they achieved in performing a zero-gravity pit stop 33,000 feet in the air is unrivaled. There are moments in regular races where teams can't even perform a pit stop in under 20 seconds. Formula One is a sport that represents the ability to surpass the limits of engineering and driving capability. These advertisements have shown just how passionate teams can be about their image.